Bernie Sanders claims the economic system is rigged to help the privileged few at the expense of everyone else. I wonder what billionaire industrialist Charles Koch says about that. I agree with him. Wait a minute. What? In a Washington Post op-ed, Koch writes, Sanders believes that we have a two-tiered society that increasingly dooms millions of our fellow citizens to lives of poverty. He thinks many corporations seek and benefit from corporate welfare while ordinary citizens are denied opportunities and a level playing field. I agree with him. Wow! Charles Koch feeling the burn.
I know, but, I love what he did here. I love this because I know a lot of people had that same reaction initially when they read it, and they may not have gone any further into his op-ed, but if they did, they would see that he was really setting Byrne up. He said, we can both agree, there are advantages for the wealthy. There's no doubt about that. So he's right. But then he says, and so we have to fix them. And so we have to reduce the size of government. Well, of course, that's completely opposite of Byrne, who wants to add more government. The only solution from Bernie's perspective is more government. And so I think what Charles did, and I call him Charles, we're very
Chuck.
close. I think he did a very sort of elegant op-ed here.
An elegant op-ed, but you're saying he pulled a fast one. He doesn't want to reach across the aisle. He is saying that he doesn't really feel the burn. It's kind of a criticism. He says we have the same goals, but just his ideas stink. Is that it?
Yes. We have the same goals. I think what's so brilliant about this op-ed is that it probably reveals why so many of the people are supporting Bernie Sanders. People want to hear these things, that we've got to make this country better, but they don't fully grasp what Sanders stands for. And what Koch is saying is what he's proposing is not going to accomplish these goals. It's going to undermine it. And history has shown us that. It's a really interesting...
Recent history.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, thank you. And I think...
You're welcome.
In this country?
Yes.
Recent history in this country has?
Well, I was thinking more like, I don't know, just south in Venezuela.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were getting.
But he's talking about why growing our government, as Sanders would have us do, is not going to solve the problem. But we all want to see the same goals accomplished, but it's going to be done in a different way.
I don't even know if I agree with that. Do we all have the same goals?
Well, theoretically, we're good people. We don't want to see others suffer. So I think that is our
define
similar goal.
Well, he was talking about
others.
For instance, he was talking about
I will define it.
Well, the corporate welfare and the
exactly. First of all, Bernie wants more government, but I also think he wants more Rolaids, because he always seems like he's got a little thing going on. And that's kind of a Rolaids joke there right off the top. 21% of people in this country are currently on some kind of government assistance, okay? So what you do have is there is something a little bit nefarious. It creates a voting bloc that politicians can constantly go back to, and they'll get guaranteed support because these people want to get back, they want to continue, getting the gifts from the government. It's very similar to a feeder-gainer relationship. For those that don't know what a feeder-gainer relationship is.
I don't know what that is. It sounds very illicit.
Watch My 600-Pound Life. It's on another network. It's absolutely phenomenal. Don't even get me started on it. I'm so jealous of the stars of that show. I continually eat through the process.
Are you promoting another network right now?
No, I'm not. No, I'm promoting the feeder-gainer relationship. The government is the feeder. The people are the gainers. For those that don't know what the reference is, Google it, but don't do it at work because you will be fired.
Wow. Joanne. I think that Koch is onto something here.
Yeah, give me a Coke. That was refreshing.
Yes. He has
slogan.
A refreshing philosophy, right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting because this is the guy, the Koch brothers, that the left always paints as being extreme rightists, but they're really more libertarian, aren't they?
And what happens is those extremes, right, they're ideas that maybe people don't think a lot about. They're like, they come together in a circle. You know what I mean? It's like you end up thinking the same thing as the other side does.
Wait a minute. Do you think that's where Bernie is? You think he's so far left,
yes.
he's to the right?
He's come all the way around, it sort of seems, but it's the implementation, like you were saying, that is not the same.
Right.
And you can't, more government is not going to solve these problems. And truthfully, I want to be a millionaire. I never gave up on that dream like most people do when they're like 12 about being, or even beyond, a billionaire. And if I had a business, why wouldn't I take advantage of all those loopholes?
See, I think you're in the minority here, and I think this is a...
She's a minority?
Well, no, I mean, she could be. I have no idea.
On my resume,
But what I was going to say was that there's a problem here that underlies this whole crazy election cycle right now. And people say, well, how is Bernie Sanders pulling from the young? And part of it, I think, is what Joanne was maybe alluding to, maybe I'm reading into it, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention, but maybe that the young people, a lot of young people supporting Sanders right now are doing so because they don't view themselves as part of the American dream. They don't see themselves becoming successful.
Right.
Because for 7 years plus now, this administration has been beating them down and handicapping people, saying, look, you're a victim. You know, you're screwed. The system's rigged. There's no way you're going to get ahead.
There it is. That's it, Baker.
Yeah.
It's Obama's fault. I was waiting for that.
Well,
I was waiting to wrap up that story and blame it on Obama. That's fantastic.